So we're gonna be working on making a color wheel. And so we're just gonna go 3 colors deep. Oh wait, hold on first. Talk about how I got these paint chips. And we're gonna go so primary colors, there's red, yellow, and blue. Laura, no, please. And then secondary colors are when you mix primary colors, so you get orange, green, and purple. And then tertiary colors are when you mix primary with secondary, so you get this reddy orange, yellow green, green blue, blue purple, and red purple. Okay, so now we're gonna make the color wheel, and I gotta decide how big I can make this. It's been a while since I've had to use a compass. There.
There, now you made it bigger.
So I'm gonna make 2 circles.
But I wanted a circle.
Honey, I'm making... Okay, so... Okay, and then I'm gonna cut 1 circle out. Right, well, hold on. I wanna first, that's center. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12. Now, we have to start out by dividing it into thirds. So that, so let's see, 360 degrees divided by 3. 1, 0, 6. It's 120 degrees, okay? So, I'm gonna line up. And then, let's see, I'm gonna find 120, mark it there. And I'm gonna mark 0 there. To 120. Okay, now we have to divide each one into 4. So 120 degrees divided by 4. 4 goes in 3 times. 0. 30. Okay, so I gotta make a mark every 30 degrees. So I line that up to 0. Then here's 30, 60, 90. Just repeat this all the way around. Okay, so I figured while I sped through this part of making the color wheel, I thought I'd talk about my background and my approach to dyeing. So my approach to dyeing is very artistic and very I'm trying to think of the right word. I guess artistic is a good way. I go by the color wheel and what the color wheel depicts as far as complementary colors and the way that different shapes fit on there to find color matches that go together, whether it's 3 colors, 4 colors, 2 colors, or more. Which I know I said that out of order, but oh well. So how I got into this approach is that my school background is that I went to college to originally become a scenic artist. I fell in love with painting in high school, and that's all I wanted to do. But I quickly learned after being in the paint shop for my first rotation, I'm not much of an artist, and my only redeeming quality was that I could match colors very well to what the swatches or what was in the scenic designer's renderings that they wanted. So in the demands of our holiday show at the time, which was Annie, there was a bigger need in the costume shop, and I was very quickly traded. And I didn't know how to sew. They had to teach me on a sewing machine, but I guess I was a natural because they kept asking for me and I kept going back. And every show we do, we're assigned where to go, and we're supposed to go to different shops, which I did here and there, but I spent most of my time in the costume shop. And after spending so much time in the costume shop, I was able to ask to learn more about different aspects of costuming and dive into that. And I got to play around in what was called the craft shop. And the craft shop is everything that is not sewn and not a garment for the shows, as far as what the costume designer wants. So that includes wigs, that includes jewelry, shoes, any number of things in there. And one thing that was also in the craft shop was this dyeing station. They used those commercial powder dyes, and I did have a face mask. I used a face mask. There we go. I used gloves. Very different from what I do in my videos now. But in my current defense, I do use food safe dyes right now, and I very rarely use powders. So I don't feel like I need to protect myself as much as when I was in that shop. But my color matching abilities were able to transfer over to dyeing. So I got to dye a lot of fabric, and there was a huge dye vat, so we could dye large quantities of fabric. Sometimes we would even dye a whole garment, like there was a dress that needed to be ombre'd, so we did that in that big vat. So that's how I started getting into dyeing, and I really enjoyed it. It was just something that I fell in love with. And when I became a mom and decided to stay home with my kiddos, I kind of stopped doing all my creative stuff. And after a few years, I was like, oh, I want to get into knitting, and I want to get into crocheting again. And sorry for all the I started learning more, and I started going on YouTube, and I stumbled across ChemKnits tutorials and started watching her. She's who originally got me into spinning, and she originally got me into dyeing again, and instead of dyeing fabric, dyeing yarn, dyeing fiber. And before her, I didn't know that I could use food coloring or Kool-Aid or any of that. And once I did realize that, I've been dyeing for years, and I kept thinking, oh, I have so many cool ideas. I have this approach. I want to make a video, and I kept chickening out, and I decided once and for all this last year that I was just gonna go out, put myself out there, make these videos. I don't care if anyone watches them. These are for me for the most part. Just something fun for me to do with my kids, but also, you know, for me to look back and see, oh, I really liked that. I want to make more of that yarn, or I would change this, or I would change that. And just including anyone that's willing to watch is fun. I don't know how educational I am, but hopefully I'm somewhat entertaining, and I hope people get something out of these videos. But I've decided to bring color theory back into my dyeing. So this video is all about me making a color wheel, and in future videos, I already have a bunch of videos pre-recorded that don't involve the color wheel. So unfortunately, we'll be waiting a little bit before I start breaking out the color wheel, but it's something that I want to bring back. And so it's just, I think it would be a fun visual to show at the beginning of my dyeing creations and explain why I'm choosing these colors, or why they go together, or how they go together. And I don't know, I just think this would be a really fun opportunity. And I was thinking that I would do like a color study and pick like one color and go and talk about the different, you know, talk about the complementary color for it, what split complementary is, what triadic means, what double complementary means, what double split complementary means, side complementary, all sorts. There's so many different ways that you can play with this color wheel and get so many color combinations with just one star color. So I really want to include you guys, whoever my viewers are, and I'm planning on making a poll. I don't know how to add it to the video. Hopefully I figure that out. If I did, then it'll be there. If not, it'll just be in my channel, whatever it's called. I can't think right now. Community tab, is that what it's called? Jeez, I'm still learning YouTube, and it's changing all the time. I think it's community tab. If not, I don't know. But I will post excuse my word vomit. I guess what I'm basically saying is that I will put a poll somewhere on YouTube, and I think I'll also put it I'll link it other places on my social media. I am on Instagram, and that's pretty much it right now, and that's at Monkey Lady Designs. And so I think I'll do a post there to link it back as well. Anyway, the point of the poll, 5 minutes later, is for you guys to vote on what color you want me to do a color study on. And I'll do, I don't know how many videos, a lot of videos based on this color. And I just lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh. Mom life. Anyway, so, and then whichever color gets most voted, I'll do. And if that's not the case, then I will just pick a color at random. I am putting a little spinny arrow thing on this color wheel, so there is that. I don't know how many views I'll get for this, and I don't know how many responses I'll get, but regardless, I will somehow pick a color. I'll do a color study, and as things progress, if I do get more viewers down the line, I'll do more color studies based on what you guys want to see. So I think that's all I really wanted to talk about. Let me check my notes really quick. I hope I explained myself well. I'm really excited to share my viewpoint and how what I've learned translates into what I've learned in college, and those classes translates into my approach to color now. Because I know Chemnitz, her whole degree was in chemistry. She was a science degree. And so a lot of her experiments and dyeing adventures are based on chemistry, where I have a very artistic background. My approach is very different, and I want to highlight that and not rejoice. I don't know. I can't think of the word. It's like on the tip of my tongue. If you're a mom of multiple kids, you totally understand this whole mom brain. Even one kid, I think I had this mom brain. It's been so long, I can't remember. But anyway, I want to I don't know, I just want to share my viewpoint and share how it's a little bit different than what I've seen other fiber dyeing YouTubers do. And I really look forward to the videos that I'm going to be creating and sharing with you guys. And I hope you guys enjoy what I can present to and provide. Geez, I'm really stumbling over my words today. Bring to the table, I think is what I was trying to say. But I will see you guys next week, and thank you all for watching. Bye!